A car needs fuel, we need food, and farming needs fertilizers. Farmers are one of the most important sections of our society. They are the food providers. What are we without them? Hello and namaste, I am Richa and you're with me on NIJ Explained. Majority of the Indian population practices agriculture. We are a food independent nation. That is, we grow most of our own food. The fertilizers used for farming are majorly imported from across the globe, and it is the government that partly foots the bills to support the farmers. This has led to dependence of national agriculture on the outside. Indian agriculture fluctuates with the outside fluctuations, and we need to get out of this trap. The farmer is impacted, the state is impacted, and the nation is impacted. This impacts our independence. The government has been backing up farmers with a subsidy for buying fertilizers, wherein the government lets them buy fertilizers at prices lower than the MRP and pays the difference. To understand it in simpler terms, if this were not done, when it would become almost impossible for farmers to get the fertilizers all around the year, which would ultimately lead to poverty for them and food scarcity for all of us. This subsidizing of fertilizers has had a lot of positive impacts: food security and a burgeoning agricultural productivity. But there also has been a few downsides to this. Overuse of fertilizers leading to wastage, resultant soil degradation and groundwater contamination that have become an environmental concern and put a question mark on the sustainability of the practice. There has been another global development that has had a major impact on the scenario: the global increase in the fertilizer prices. It has led to a direct bloating of bills of the government, as the subsidy mechanism also grows financially unsustainable by the day. But you may be wondering, what led to the rise in the prices? A global fertilizer crisis set in 2021 according to the United Nations. This led to a sudden spike in the fertilizer prices. We have mainly been importing these fertilizers. Prime Minister Modi also stated our concern at the G20 Bali summit and how this shortage could become a big food crisis tomorrow. Now let us look at the legacy. The subsidy has grown from about 73,000 crore rupees in 2014-15 to more than 2.5 lakh crore rupees in 2022-23. The UPA left with subsidy arrears of 30,000 crores as backlog. The current government also announced an SBA, special banking arrangement of 14,500 crore rupees to set off outstanding payments left by the UPA. India has been a major importer of fertilizers. Our main exporters are China and Russia. Russia had overtaken China, which was the biggest exporter before it. But this makes our food security dependent on outside powers, whims and circumstances, which is not a healthy trend. So the problem that we face is two-pronged. We need to be self-reliant, that is Atmanirbhar, and we also need to push for sustainable agricultural practices to make it work better financially as well as environmentally. The government has devised a two-pronged strategy for a two-pronged problem. On the one side, the consumption of chemical fertilizers needs to be reduced. On the other hand, sustainable agriculture needs to be promoted. And how do they plan to do that? Pranam, Prime Minister Program for Restoration, Awareness, Generation, Nourishment and Amelioration of Mother Earth, PM Pranam, is one of the smart devices by the government to reduce the wastage of fertilizers in order to reduce the use and the costs. To reduce the import dependency, India aims to be Atmanirbhar in fertilizer manufacturing. We will not need to import if and once we are successful in achieving that. Towards this end, announcement of 40,000 crore of investments in fertilizer manufacturing and expansion of ties in the fertilizer sector to ensure their availability. For example, Indian fertilizer companies signed MOUs with Canpotex, Canada in September 2022. Manufacturing fertilizers is not enough. We also need to make paradigmatic changes to what we use as manure and free our agriculture from the clutches of chemical fertilizers and make agriculture more environment friendly. And how are we doing that? Soil Health Card Scheme. About 22 crore soil health cards have been issued, which tell farmers the fertility status of their soil. They are also recommended for appropriate nutrient dosage for improvement. Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana and MOVC DNER. Under these schemes, the government provides farmers with money through DBTs directly to their bank accounts. The farmers can buy organic inputs like seeds, biopesticides, organic manure, compost, and botanical extracts. MOVC DNER is for the northeastern states, PKVY is for all other non-eastern states. In the budget 23-24, the government declared its intent to facilitate 1 crore farmers into organic farming. Nano urea and biofertilizers are being promoted as alternatives to chemical fertilizers, which is being done through different schemes and setup of more manufacturing units. Furthermore, ICAR is developing improved strains of biofertilizers through research. These improve yields by 10 to 25%. About 6.3 crore nano urea bottles have been manufactured till March 2023. Infrastructure for 17 crore has been set up already, which will grow to 44 crore bottles by 2025-26. This has reduced imports to the tune of 6.3 crore urea bags. The farmer's cost has been reduced by 6% when it comes to wheat and 20% in the case of sugarcane and potato. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. And this is exactly what the Modi government is doing. They are pushing for our farmers to become more self-sufficient and help make India Atmanirbhar. Self-reliance is the cornerstone on which dreams are built. If you liked this video, do give it a thumbs up. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, this is Richa signing off. Dhanyavad and Namaste.